Good morning. The new 40 series is being announced, and I'm going to talk about that in a streamer perspective and a gamer perspective. The 40 series is there. We know a few prices already. Let's go through some specs on the website. We got the new architecture, of course, Ada Lovelace, which does look pretty good, but also very power consuming. The performance is more than I expected in some games, of course. Some games are a little bit less than 2 times, but man, we're talking about 2 times the performance. The 30 series was already like such a jump. Amazing, insane. And we take a look at the RTX 4080 performance, which is kind of weird, especially when you look at the Microsoft Flight Simulator right there. You got the 12GB and the 16GB version. We will talk about that in a second. For example, in the Flight Simulator, it doesn't really do any difference. And we're comparing this to a 3080 Ti, which is already like so good. And you can already play 4K on that thing. And this time we're getting more than double the performance with RT overdrive, whatever that means. But for example, in Dark Tide, we get 1.5 times the performance. So now, like I said, I will talk about that in a second. Ray tracing will get better. Also, they released some kind of ray tracing modder, so you can mod your old games with ray tracing and stuff. That looked really, really insane. Like, take a look at the keynote if you want to know about that more. DLSS 3 does look promising, though as with all the other DLSS, it does need to be implemented into the game by the developer. And at the moment they had like, I think they said 35 games that support DLSS that will then also support DLSS 3, and I'm not kidding you. Jensen really said it's 16 times the detail. Well, yeah, if you know where this comes from, then you understand that meme. We got NVIDIA Reflex, which is kind of nice. That's for shooters, I guess, very low latency. And now to a streamer and creator perspective. NVIDIA Studio, I can't really talk about that, but the NVIDIA encoder. Let's talk about the encoder for a second, because we're looking at a new generation of NVIDIA NVENC encoder. We have the 8th generation. Turing introduced a new generation of NVIDIA encoders, and basically the 6th and the 7th generation encoder were pretty much the same. Almost the same, although the 7th generation introduced AV1 decoding, and now we're looking at AV1 encoding support. This is amazing. Like, we get native AV1 encoding on NVIDIA graphics cards, and this will be great. Like pointed out in this updated Wikipedia article, NVIDIA announced the next gen NVENC with 8K 16-bit 60 FPS AV1 fixed function hardware encoder. This is a freaking hardware encoder, and I talked about that yesterday on stream, that they are introducing that into the 40 series cards, and people didn't thought that this would be really coming to this card, but hey, it's coming. AV1 encoding is finally coming to these cards, and I think the next one joining into that group will be AMD with their 7000 series cards. So then we have NVIDIA, AMD, and Intel using all hardware AV1 encoders, and that will be amazing. Next step that we need to do is we need to support AV1 on more websites than just YouTube. I think at the moment you can stream on YouTube with AV1, but not at Twitch and other websites. So we will need to see that coming now that the graphics card are finally getting AV1 hardware encoding on their cards. This is amazing. NVIDIA Broadcast is a fantastic thing for streamers, especially using the RT cores to get away with background and stuff. You don't need to use a green screen like I do. Just simply have whatever you want in the background, and maybe with the new RT cores that will be even better, or they will work on that so that it's even better. Also the voice the noise canceling for the voice, so that you only hear the voice. It's just really, really great. That's definitely a plus for the NVIDIA cards. But other than that, you can basically do everything with third-party software, so you don't have to rely on NVIDIA to do that all for you. So yeah, we have G-Sync, of course, which is a good factor for GeForce, though we still have AMD FreeSync. This is also pretty nice. Resizable bar, the same with AMD, virtual reality and whatsoever. We're not really using that as a consumer, I would say. And then we have the specs, and here we're talking about something that I really want to point out. We have the 4090, the 4080 16GB, and the 4080 12GB, and I will go into the pricing right now, because I think that the 4080 12GB is the high-end version for consumers. It is the high-end version that you should buy if you want to have a fantastic gaming experience and you don't want to sell your liver or something to buy a new graphics card. Because if we take a look at the 4090, the pricing starts at $1599, and this is in Germany, for example, we're paying $1949. This is just absolutely crazy, and that's why I can't recommend buying a 4090, because this is just, it's not enthusiast. It's like you're buying stuff that you basically won't need. This is crazy. If you're not running like 3, 4, 4K screens at the same time, while one is gaming, while one is doing, I don't know, recording video at the same time, and another one is doing video editing at the same time, then I can't see you using a 4090 to its full extent. 4080, the same. Like, I know the 16GB version does have more shaders and stuff, but as you saw in the charts, in the performance charts, that the 12GB version is really performing extremely well compared against the 3080 Ti, which is already a fantastic card. But this is performing even better. So I think if you're buying high-end 4090 12GB 899, that is the card that you should aim for. And I think that this will be the card that is the least available, because everyone will want to buy that. Just like I tell you that this card is extremely well suited for all the tasks, I guess a lot of people will see this, and it's always a question of what do you want and what do you need. Take a look at the performance again. It's just so good to have simply the 4080 12GB here. It is enough. That's the perspective from me about the 40 series card. So what are your thoughts on the new cards? Please let me know in the comments, and we have more videos coming today. This is a crazy day yesterday. A lot of things happened. So see you in the next video. Bye.